By now, we've all seen plenty of head straps and accessories for the Quest 3, but the most important accessory that we haven't seen yet is a good facial interface and cover. So AMVR have finally created what I can honestly say is the best face gasket I've ever used. So in this video, I'll be explaining all the advantages and why I consider this a must-have for the Quest 3. But first, let's check out what's in the box. Here we have the manual, the ice silk face cover, and lastly the face gasket itself with the PU leather face cover. As you can see, there are 4 vents on the top and bottom which allow for a bit of ventilation. The gasket is slightly wider than the default, and the build quality is very sturdy. Here you can see the spacer mechanism, which is very easy to use. All you need to do is pull it out, then adjust it to your desired level, then push it back to snap it in place. But if you're not using glasses, you can simply leave this in the default position, which is the closest to the lenses. So when it comes to face covers, there's basically 3 options: the default sweat sponge fabric pad and covers, a silicone cover which goes over the fabric, and lastly the most common and only real option is the usual leather cover. However, AMVR have created something entirely new called the ice silk cover, which I thought was just marketing speak, but when you feel it, you'll realize this really is something special, as it's incredibly smooth, soft and cool to the touch. So when I first put this on, I was honestly amazed because it almost felt like there was nothing there, like I wasn't wearing a headset, which really caught me by surprise. It's just incredibly soft and smooth. Unlike a leather cover which sticks to my skin, this just glides and doesn't grip onto it, so it just feels far more natural. The next big advantage is the increased FOV. Because the width of the gasket is slightly wider and the silk cover is so soft, it means that you can press the headset and lenses closer towards your face to get a wider field of view, and yet it's still incredibly comfortable even when compressed. It's also due to the fact that the top of the gasket is taller, which means more surface area for the cover to spread the weight out across your face. So it's almost like having a mini halo strap. When I try to press the headset on my face with the default fabric cover, it's just excruciating because the fabric is so rough, small and dense, which makes it really uncomfortable. The new pancake lenses on the Quest 3 have a much wider FOV than the old Quest 2 Fresnel lenses, but it's only with this face gasket that I can finally get the headset close enough to my face to actually get that wide FOV. In fact, on the lowest spacer setting, I can get it close enough so that the bridge of my nose is sitting in between the lenses, and yet it's still comfortable on my face. It's also compatible with halo straps if you're worried that the top may be too tall. I've tested it with the Go MRVR head strap, which as you can see sits right on top. However, if you want to get closer, you can also flip the mounts in reverse and push it further in. If you're using an elite strap, this will benefit you even more, because unlike a halo strap, all the pressure is on your face. So having more surface area over a soft silk pad is a hell of a lot more comfortable than a stock fabric pad, which concentrates the pressure to a smaller area. So it's basically free real estate for your face. The last big problem with the default cover is that the Quest 3 gasket has a huge gap over the nose, which is the #1 way to kill immersion. If you've seen the big screen Beyond, you'll know that one of the big selling points is that they 3D print a face gasket using a scan of your face to ensure a perfect fit, as they know how important it is to minimize light leakage in order to create the most immersive experience. Fortunately, you don't need to go to such lengths on the Quest 3, as this gasket and nose cover blocks 100% of light and gaps. This is a completely different experience compared to the default gasket, as you're fully immersed in what you see in VR with no visual gaps of the real world to break the illusion. The only minor problem is you can no longer peek at your surroundings through the gap, but the Quest 3 pass-through is so good, I simply use that instead. So it's at this point of the video I usually talk about the disadvantages, but I actually can't fault this. There's really nothing I would change, as it just fits and works perfectly and solves all the problems of the default gasket. So to sum up, The 4 main advantages are the increased ventilation, the ice silk cover which is incredibly soft and comfortable, along with the larger surface area which alleviates pressure, the increased FOV which is a huge visual upgrade, and lastly the complete seal which blocks all light and creates the most immersive experience. When it comes to head straps, grips and accessories, it's all subjective. Everyone has their own preferences, there's no best or worst. But this is objectively the best facial interface, and it's something I don't ever see myself replacing. With all the advantages, I would honestly say it's an essential upgrade for the Quest 3. The price is currently $29 US using my discount code, which includes free shipping worldwide, so it really is a great price. If you found this video helpful, consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribe, as I still have more Quest 3 accessories on the way, which I'll be reviewing soon. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next one.